What is going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Just poured myself a nice coffee in my favorite mug. Check out this mug. How dope is that? It's pretty sweet. So today, I want to inspire you guys, empower you guys, and give you information you could never learn in a school. Maybe you could learn in a school, I don't know. Nonetheless, I've been working in documentary and commercial film now for about 7 years, and I have learned a thing or two. Now, 7 years may not seem like a long time, and I think I'm kind of cutting myself short when I say 7 years, because I think I've been doing it, practicing videography, probably for the last 15. And I've been making videos for as long as I can remember. But today I want to tell you guys about how I get hired for documentary jobs, how I get hired for commercial jobs. When younger people come up to me and they ask to come hang out with me and have a coffee and just to learn about how to get into the film business, the first advice I give them is you have to want the job more than all the rest of the other people. You have to want to get the gig more than anybody else. You have to be the one to show up early. You have to be the one willing to drive the ridiculous distance to get the job. Here's an example. I got hired on as an assistant editor for a project, and this was a big project, and the reason I got hired on for that job was because the person that had the job before me wasn't willing to drive into the city. This was into Toronto. I think they lived in Guelph. They weren't willing to drive from Guelph, let's say, to Toronto to get the job. I, on the other hand, live in Windsor, which is 4 hours away from Toronto, 3.5 if you drive fast. And I took the job, and I was willing to drive 3.5 to 4 hours every week to get this job as an assistant editor. And I was willing to crash on people's couches. I was willing to sleep in my car for this job. And I wasn't even getting paid that much for the job. It wasn't what some people would think is a good credit. But to me, assistant editor for this particular person I was working under, and the money, I didn't care about that. All I wanted was the experience of working with this individual. And so I was willing to do whatever it took to get that job. So, and here's some other thing that made it very difficult for me to take this job was I was recently married. My wife just had our first kid, and credit to my wife for letting me leave for 4 months. I think it was 2 months. I was gone for the whole summer. I was supposed to be gone for 4 months up in Toronto, and I could come home on the weekends. So for about 2 to 4 months. So I would drive up on the Sunday night, crash, work Monday through Friday, drive home Friday to spend time with the family, and I did that for about 4 months. As an assistant editor, to me, I learned so much on that project, and to be a part of that project was huge, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything, and I would have done it all over again the same way. The reason, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but the reason I'm able to live in Windsor and have a career in documentary and commercial film is because I really want to be in this business. I want to be doing this for a living. I don't want to have another job. I want to be making films, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Now, maybe one day I will have to move to Toronto or a bigger city to escalate my work, but so far I do not have to. And I'm willing to do that, but I don't think it makes financial sense for me. I think that a lot of people are working remotely in this business, and I think the main thing you need to have is not where do you live, are you living in the city, what camera gear you have, even the skill level that you have. The biggest question is, what are you willing to do to get the job? How far are you willing to go to get the job? How much are you willing to sacrifice to get the job? And that is what makes you hireable, and that's what will attract people to hire you in this business. So if you're not willing to do whatever it takes to get the filmmaking job, then you're probably in the wrong business and you need to find something else. And I think that's kind of the hard truth, and you got to really look at yourself closely and what do you really want to do, and if this is really what you want to do, then go and do it. Okay, it doesn't matter where you live. There are lots of amazing creators around the world that live in remote places, that live in populated places, and they make it happen. Okay, doesn't matter how much money you have, if you're poor or if you're rich. Each of those classes have their own problems. When you've been given everything, those people struggle with always having everything and they have less motivation. When you have nothing, those people struggle with not having enough to get to where they want to be. We all have our own struggles, and it's time to start looking yourself in the mirror and saying, how bad do I want this job in the film business? How bad do I want to be in the film business? And if you really want it, then you will go and get it. And you can go and get it today. Go to film festivals, meet directors, meet other creatives like yourself, offer your services up for free, just for a time, temporarily, and then eventually you're gonna meet good people that are gonna wanna pay you for your services. As you grow and you learn from other people, buy the proper equipment, start educating yourself, take classes online, watch YouTube videos about new gear that's coming out, stay informed. All of these things are important, but again, I don't want to be redundant, but at the same time, we learn by repetition. And if you want to be in the film business, then you will be in the film business. If you do not want to be in the film business, then you're just going to half-ass it and you're not going to get the jobs you want, and you're going to be wondering why you're not getting hired. You're not getting hired because you don't want it enough, you're not trying hard enough, you're not creating a reel, you're not studying the equipment, you're not creating your own projects. You need to get out there and just get moving, okay? Gear matters, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. What matters is showing up and being that person that is reliable. When someone finds out that they can call you and that you're willing to listen to them and you're willing to drive to get a job done, they're gonna hire you over and over and over again. This is how I've made a living, okay? Living in Windsor, Ontario. There's barely any film industry here in Windsor, okay? And I have made a living at it for the past 7 years, working with major broadcasters, like I've said before, like TVO, Vice, CBC, Bravo, Super Channel. The list, I have a few more I can't think of right now, but the list goes on essentially. And the only way I've made that happen is by reaching out to people, other filmmakers, offering my services for free, making my own projects, never giving up, working really hard with very little money. It's not like I'm rolling around in money right now either. This last two years has been very difficult, but I haven't given up. My wonderful partner, my wife, hasn't given up on me either, and I am proud to say that we're coming out the other side. And I'm so excited about the future of myself in this business. So if you want to be a paid creative in the film business, then get out there, start creating your own projects, start meeting people, go to festivals, message people. If you've watched somebody's film, message them, send them an email, find out their contact, do some digging, be bold, get out there and put yourself out there and just be yourself. And you will get hired. If you really want this, you will get hired. And that's all I wanted to say to you guys today. I just want to inspire you guys, because I really believe that if you want to do something, that you can do it. And I know that's cliche and people say that all the time, but it's a cliche for a reason, because so many people have done it, okay? So get out there, stay inspired, create your own projects, be bold, reach out to people, and you will get hired. Oh, always show up on time. Don't be late. If you're late, apologize and say, I'll never be late again, and you're gonna keep getting hired. Also, be willing to be that person to go the extra mile to get the job, and you're gonna keep getting hired. You're gonna make a living at this, okay? All right. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. I'm just gonna sit here and drink my coffee while you watch the next videos that I've created that you can watch if you want to. You can see I got a backlight back there. It's pretty cool. Some color, like the other YouTubers. I'm gonna be quiet now, okay? If you wanna watch these videos, go ahead. You'll learn about documentary filmmaking and commercial. Shut up, Sasha. Shut up.